Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Boost, the podcast that helps you improve your English while exploring interesting topics. I'm your host, Emma, and today we have a special guest with us, Jake, a professional pharmacist.
Hi, Emma. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me on the show. I'm really excited to talk about my career and share some insights about what it's like to be a pharmacist.
We're so happy to have you here, Jake. Pharmacy is such an important profession, but not everyone knows what being a pharmacist really involves. So today, we'll dive into the pros and cons of this career, discuss the daily responsibilities, and see if it might be the right path for some of our listeners.
That sounds great. I'll be happy to answer any questions and give a real perspective on the job. Here are some important words and phrases related to the pharmacy profession. Understanding these terms will help you follow the conversation more easily. Pharmacist, a healthcare professional who prepares and dispenses medications. Prescription, a written order from a doctor for a specific medication.
Medication, a drug used to treat or prevent illness. Patient care, providing medical services and support to patients.
Drug interactions, how different medications affect each other when taken together. Licensing exam, a test required to become a certified professional in a field.
Work-life balance, managing time effectively between work and personal life. Repetitive tasks, work that involves doing the same things over and over again.
Regulations, official rules that must be followed in a profession. Healthcare industry, businesses and organisations that provide medical services. Now that you're familiar with these key terms, let's dive into the topic.
Perfect. So let's get started. What inspired you to become a pharmacist?
That's a great question, Emma. My journey into pharmacy started when I was in high school. I was always interested in science, especially chemistry and biology. But I also knew I wanted a career where I could directly help people. At first, I considered becoming a doctor, but I realised that pharmacy combined my love for science with patient care in a way that really appealed to me. I liked the idea of being the expert on medications, how they work, how they interact, and how they can improve people's health. Another big influence was my aunt, who is a pharmacist. I remember visiting her at work and seeing how much her patients trusted her. They would come to her, not just for prescriptions, but for advice and reassurance. That made me realise that pharmacists play a crucial role in healthcare. So, after doing some research and talking to professionals in the field, I decided pharmacy was the perfect fit for me. And now, after several years in the profession, I can say it was definitely the right choice.
Jake, I've been thinking a lot about my future career and I'm considering becoming a pharmacist, but I'm not entirely sure if it's the right path for me. What do you think?
That sounds like a great option, Emma. Pharmacy is a well-respected profession, and pharmacists are always in demand. Plus, the salary is quite competitive, and job stability is high since healthcare is an essential field.
Yeah, that's what I've heard too. I really like the idea of having a stable job with good financial security. But more than that, I want to do something meaningful, something that helps people.
That's one of the best things about being a pharmacist. You're directly involved in patient care. You help people understand their medications, give them advice on proper usage, and even spot potential drug interactions that doctors might have missed. It's a role with real impact.
That sounds really rewarding. I imagine it must be nice to know that you're contributing to people's health and well-being. But I've also heard that becoming a pharmacist takes a lot of time and money.
That's true. You'll need several years of education, including a pharmacy degree, and that can be quite expensive. Plus, in some countries, you need to pass additional licensing exams before you can practice.
That's a bit intimidating. I wouldn't want to finish my studies only to realize that I still have more hurdles to jump through. And what about the job itself? Is it very stressful?
It can be, yes. Pharmacists have a huge responsibility because even a small mistake with medication could be dangerous. You always have to be focused and detail-oriented, and if you work in a busy pharmacy, you might have to deal with impatient customers or high workloads.
I guess that's true for most healthcare jobs. But do pharmacists have good work-life balance?
That depends on where you work. If you're in a hospital or retail pharmacy, you might have to work nights, weekends, or holidays. Some pharmacists work long shifts, which can be exhausting. But if you go into research, academia, or the pharmaceutical industry, the hours can be more regular.
That makes sense. And I suppose working in a retail pharmacy could get a bit repetitive, right? Filling prescriptions all day doesn't sound very exciting.
That's a common complaint. Some pharmacists find it monotonous after a while. But there are ways to make the job more engaging, like specialising in a certain field, working in clinical pharmacy, or even running your own pharmacy business.
I hadn't thought about that. So, despite the challenges, it still seems like a good career choice.
Definitely. If you're passionate about healthcare and enjoy helping people, it's a fulfilling profession. You just have to weigh the pros and cons and see if it aligns with what you want.
Thanks, Jake. You've really helped me see both sides. I'll do some more research and talk to a few pharmacists to get their perspectives.
That's a great idea. Let me know what you decide. I'd love to hear how it goes.
Before we wrap up today's episode, let's go over some key words and phrases we discussed. Pharmacist, a healthcare professional who prepares and dispenses medications. Prescription, a doctor's written order for a specific medication. Medication, a drug used to treat or prevent illness.
Patient care, helping patients manage their health and medications. Drug interactions, how different medications affect each other when taken together.
Work-life balance, managing time between work and personal life. Healthcare industry, businesses and organizations that provide medical services.
Repetitive tasks, work that involves doing the same things regularly. Regulations, official rules that professionals must follow. And at the end, licensing exam, a test required to become a certified pharmacist.
That's all for today. Thanks for joining us, and don't forget to practice these words in your own conversations. See you next time on English Boost.